Greetings everybody from the garage. In this installation video I will show you how to install our auxiliary tank on KTM 690 from 2026. You will get these parts inside the auxiliary tank kit. Auxiliary tank, heat protective sticker, ignition cover, fuel cap, fuel hose, ventilation hose, and bag with bolts, nuts and other installation material. You will also get airbox kit which contains these parts: air filters, airbox body, pink ventilation hose, T-shape connector, bolts, bracket for the cage, quick lock bolt, cage which you put inside the air filters, and dust cover. In bag with bolts, nuts and other mounting material, you will find this Velcro stripe, bracket, petcock, big T-shaped connector on the hose, small T-shaped connector on the hose, M5 by 12 bolts, M5 by 40 bolts, M6 by 16 bolts, M6 by 30 bolts. This tube spacer, M6 self-locking nuts, hose clamps, and clippers with a thread. You will also get this adapter on the fuel pump and these M5 bolts. For installation, we recommend you this tool: Torx size 30, 25, 20, Allen key size 5, 4 and 3, then thread screwdriver, wrench size 10 and 13, pliers and cutting pliers. Also you will need torque wrench and socket wrench number 14. We remove this side fairing, which is mounted by two pins here. We just pull them up. And then we push forward. We will remove this orange plastic, which is mounted by 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3 and 4, which is hidden here. To remove the bolts you will need Torx 30. Now we remove the orange plastic, which is mounted also on one pin here. We remove the support for the seat, which is mounted by 2 bolts. You will need Torx 30. To remove the orange plastic on the right side, you need to just remove 3 bolts. 1, 2 and the third one is hidden here. Now we can remove the orange plastic. We will remove the seat support, which is mounted by 2 bolts, and you will need Torx 30. We will remove the ignition cover. We will remove the seat holders. You will need Torx 30 and wrench size 13. We remove 2 bolts which holds the original airbox. One is hidden here and the second one is here. You will need Torx 30. We also remove this hose. On right side, we must remove the regulation for the power voltage because there is a hidden bolt which holds the airbox. To remove these two bolts, you will need Torx 30. Now we will remove the two bolts which holds the airbox on the right side. You will need Torx 30. On the left side of the bike, you can see this clamp which holds the rubber boot which is inside of the airbox. We need to release this clamp so we can then remove the airbox. You will need flat screwdriver. The clamp is hidden here. On airbox, there is a connector which we must unplug before we can take out the original airbox. Now we can remove the airbox from the bike. It can go a little bit harder due to the rubber boot. Install the adapter on the fuel pump. We need to remove the battery and the ECU unit and other parts under the ECU unit. To do that, we need Torx 30 to remove these two bolts which holds the battery. Now we will put aside the ECU unit. We remove the minus cable from the battery. You will need Torx 30. Now we remove the plus from the battery. Now we take out the battery. Remove this plastic with relays and fuses. We need to take out these bolts. You will need Torx 30. We take out the plastic like this. We unplug these two connectors. Now we will move aside the plastic so we can get to the fuel pump. We disconnect these two connectors and this one on the fuel pump. To take out the fuel pump, we need to remove these 4 bolts and you will need Torx 25. We will gently take out the fuel pump. Take the fuel hose and we will measure length 50 millimeters. Then use cutting pliers so we can cut it. The long part of the fuel hose we'll use for the auxiliary tank, and this one, the short one, we'll use for the adapter on the fuel pump. We will prepare the auxiliary tank before we can install it on the bike. Take the heat protective sticker, place it on the tank like this. We need to find this thread. It is around here. take a marker, mark the thread, and we need to make like square like this. When we have this mark, take scissors and cut it. When we have prepared the heat protective sticker, we need to clean the surface before we will apply the heat protective sticker. So, when we have cleaned the surface on the auxiliary tank, we can stick the heat protective sticker. Take a scissors and we need to make small cut here. Then we can bend the heat protective sticker. Take the banjo bolt and this washer with a sealing. Then take the connector on the hose and then the second sealing. We'll place it on the thread on the auxiliary tank. The connector should be facing this direction. Now take a torque wrench. You need to set 12 Newton meters. Take the fuel hose and a clamp. Now place the fuel hose on the tank. And secure the hose with the clamp. Take the fuel cap and install it on the auxiliary tank. We recommend you to apply a small amount of grease under the O-ring on the fuel pump adapter. This will help you to secure the O-ring on its place for later installation on the bike. Take a paper towel and clean the extra grease on the fuel pump adapter. The grease will help with the securing of the O-ring on its place during the later installation on the bike. Take the short fuel hose, place a clamp on it, and we will install it on the fuel pump adapter. Now we will secure it by Now we will secure the hose with the clamp. This is how the auxiliary tank should look like before we can install it on the bike. And this is how the fuel pump adapter should look like before we can install it on the bike. From original airbox, we'll remove the sensor. You will need Torx 20. We need to take out the rubber boot. You will need flat screwdriver to remove the clamp. Take our small airbox body and the sensor with original bolts and we will install it into this hole. And you will need Torx 20. Take the pink ventilation hose and install it on this connector. Now take the bracket for the air filter cage and M4 bolts. We will place the bracket like this. You will need Allen key size 2.5. Take the rubber boot, bend it like this and place it inside our airbox. This line on the rubber boot should be in line with the line on the airbox. Now take the flat screwdriver and tighten the clamp. Don't tighten the clamp too much or the airbox will collapse. We'll prepare the air filter. Take the cage and insert it inside the air filter like this. If you need, you can also install the dust cover. The dust cover should be installed like this. If you install it this way, there won't be a proper sealing between the air filter and the airbox body. This is how the airbox and the air filter should look like before we mount it on the bike. If you have our fairing kit on your bike with the steering damper, you need to make this cut on the ignition cover for the auxiliary tank, and you can see that on the ignition cover there is a mark where you need to make the cut. In this chapter I will show you how to install RADE garage parts. When we take out the fuel pump, we'll place the adapter. The O-ring should be facing down like this and the fuel hose should be facing forward. The fuel hose goes under the suspension. When we have the adapter in place, we will then return the fuel pump. To mount the fuel pump, you will need this long M5 bolts and Allen key size 3. Don't use too much force when you are tightening these 4 bolts. Also tighten the bolts by the crossing way. We will reconnect these 3 plugs. One goes to the fuel pump. Now we will return this black plastic with the fuses, relays and other parts. First, we will connect these connectors. And then we'll return this black plastic with the ECU unit. We will now mount back this plastic. We'll use the original bolts and Torx 30. We put back the battery. We will first start with the plus connector. And then minus connector. Now we put back the ECU on its place. And then we will return the cover for the plus connector on the battery. We will secure the battery again. We'll use the original bolts and Torx 30. Before we mount the airbox, first we will connect the connector. Then we will push this hue through the side. And then we will place the airbox. The pink ventilation hose from the airbox should go through this hole between the frame, and we will connect it to this L-shaped connector. So measure it and then cut it and place it on the connector. Check if the rubber boot from the airbox is properly connected, and if yes, then use flat screwdriver and tighten the clamp. Take this bracket. We will place the bracket like this. You will need bolt with the flange and self-locking nut. The bolt goes like this, and from outside you will place a nut. Take again the bolt and nut and do it on the other side. Take two bolts and we will insert one here and one on the other side. You will need Allen key size 4. We will install the clip also on the other side here. We will install this clip with the thread on this hole. Should be installed this way. Take the M5 bolts and Allen key size 3 and we will install the bolt, and we will install the bolt to this hole. The same we will do on the other side. Take this small black ventilation hose, push it through frame like this, and then behind this frame like this. The rest of the hose we will leave here near the ignition. Take the auxiliary tank. We will push the fuel hose down here. like this. Then through this opening should go the fuel hose from the auxiliary tank. This. Then we will place the auxiliary tank into the bike like this and gently we will push it forward. It should be nicely sitting on the bracket near the airbox. Take the vector stripe and secure the auxiliary tank with it. Now the fuel hose from the auxiliary tank should go behind the frame like this. We will remove this bolt which holds the brake fluid reservoir. You will need Torx 30. Take the petcock and place it on the fuel hose from the fuel pump adapter. The petcock will be around here, so we will measure the hose from the auxiliary tank. We see it's too long, so we can make a cut around here to make it shorter. We will place the hose clamp on the hose from the auxiliary tank. And then we will place the petcock on the hose from the auxiliary tank. We will secure the hoses by the clamps. Take the M6 bolt and prepare this tube spacer. We place the bolt through the eye on the petcock. Then we place the tube spacer like this. And we will install it back with the reservoir. You will need Allen key size 5. Don't use much strength on this bolt when you will tighten it because the reservoir is made from plastic, so you can break it easily. Now we can mount the air filter. Before we do that, I recommend you to use some grease between the air filter and the airbox. When we have properly applied the grease, we can now install the air filter. Find this small hose on the evap canister. The hose should lead somewhere here, and here we will cut it. You can use cutting pliers. When you have cut the hose from the evap canister, take this small T-shaped connector and place it on the hoses. Now take the hose from the fuel cap we have already prepared before we have installed the auxiliary tank and place it on the T-shaped connector. In this chapter, I will show you how to return all the plastics back on the bike. We will mount the seat support. You will need original bolts and Torx 30. You will do the same on the other side. We will remove these two grommets. Now we will place there these clippers with the thread. We will install the seat holders. You will need Torx 30 and wrench size 13. We will install the ignition cover, remove the fuel cap, push this hose through this hole on the ignition cover. Place the ignition cover like this. Then you will need take this M5 bolts and Allen key size 3 and mount the ignition cover. Take the hose and place it on the fuel cap like this and return the fuel cap on the auxiliary tank. We will return the regulator for the power voltage. You will need the original bolts and Torx 30. We will install first this original plastic. This pin we need to push through this grommet. And then we will use the original bolts for mounting the plastic. We will do the same on the other side. Now we will mount the white plastic. And here is a pin which we must push through the grommet. Last thing what we will do is mounting the seat back. The installation of auxiliary tank from us is now complete, and I hope you will enjoy it on any adventure you will do.